Let's get the party started, shall we? Hi, I'm Janine Driver, your celebrity lie detector live every Wednesday night, sometime after 10 p.m. Today it's 2 a.m. and my goal was to be out here live at 10:30. It did not happen. A lot of material to cover. Missing 4-year-old Malia Davis. We're going to talk about the mother. She did an interview, and the stepdad. Do I think he did it? What do I think's going on there? What's suspicious? What's not suspicious? Where do I think the truth lies? What do you see game? I'm going to put you guys through a little game, and this is based on a study that was done not too long ago, and I think it's going to blow your mind. USSR, what the heck does that have to do with being a celebrity lie detector? And what does this elbow move really mean? We're going to explore it. I think we've talked about it in the past, but we're going to look at it again and go a little deeper. Can you spot which story is the lie and the number one move honest people do? And spot the celeb game and more. My name is Janine Driver. Be sure to like my page and share it. Let's get the party started. All right, first up. Oh no, don't tell me that dress isn't back again. Oh man, is that a grammatical error? Is that down? Oh no, tell me that dress isn't back. Yeah, that's correct. I'm very proud of my grammar there, I think. It could have been written maybe slightly better. Hey, and what colors do you see? We're gonna play a little game here. First of all, the science of why eyewitness testimony is often wrong. I pulled this from this website here. You can see it at the top of our screen. If you want to check it out into more detail, arstechnica.com. So I just pulled this from here, the science of why eyewitness testimony is often wrong. I want to share a story here with you. My former boss, Teresa Stoop was the SAC, special agent in charge for ATF in Baltimore for a while. Before that, she was in training. And way before that, she was in Atlanta, Georgia. And you may remember the bombings that went off at an abortion clinic in Atlanta some time ago. Well, Teresa at the time was what's called a RAC, resident agent in charge, and her team went out after the first bomb went off. And I say first bomb because, as you might imagine, there was a secondary bomb. Now, I don't know how old you are. I'm 48, so I remember this happening. I think I may have even been with ATF at the time. No, I think it was just before I got on board. But nevertheless, Teresa Stoop was there. The first bomb went off. ATF is called in along with local police. Teresa Stoop and her team are standing outside the abortion clinic, and there's an illegally parked car there. And all Teresa and her team was looking at this car and wondering, did some boyfriend drop his girlfriend off to get an abortion? You know, what's going on? And as they're talking about how they're going to approach this bomb before they go into the building, a secondary device goes off. When the secondary device goes off, now Teresa's trained in not only firearms, but also trained in explosives. And so Teresa is one of the first people that can tell you the color of the smoke in a bomb gives you a lot of information about what is inside the bomb. So Teresa, when interviewed, she was right there when the secondary bomb went off because that car literally saved her life and the other ATF agents that were there that day, because the car was in front of the building and that secondary dirty bomb was with all the shrapnel and nails that went off, the brunt of it went onto that car. When Teresa was interviewed as a witness, eyewitness testimony, she's not only a witness, she was there when the bomb went off. And she's asked, what color smoke went off, Teresa? She said, there was no smoke. I know that's going to sound crazy, she said, but there was no smoke. I can't explain it. Later that night, Teresa was at home laying in bed with her husband. Her 2 kids were sound asleep in the room next door. And Teresa sees on the news a billow of smoke with the secondary device. And guess what else she sees? She sees herself walking through that billow of smoke. So eyewitness testimony, it's often wrong. And here's the problem. It's not only wrong, wrongful convictions are often the product of eyewitness testimony. And many people believe it is the number one reason innocent people are in jail because of bad eyewitness testimony. Now, is it that people are just dumb? Is it that people don't care? Is it people that are, racist or people that are stereotypical? What is happening here? Well, here's the a study that was done, and we're going to chat about this study a little bit, and I'm going to put you guys through a little test. And here's the deal with persistence of memory, right from the same article, is that if you get down to the brass tacks of it all, is things go wrong for eyewitnesses right at the start. Well, human vision is good. There's plenty of conditions, low lighting, distance, and sudden actions that make it difficult to accurately perceive what's going on. We don't always focus on things that make us good eyewitnesses. And ironically, memories are also remarkably malleable. Malleable? How do I say that? Malleable. Anyway, easy to change. Easy to change. Like, isn't that what it means? Now I got to Google it. Anyway, I think it's like can be manipulated. Rather than remaining tucked away unchanged in our hippocampus, lots of research shows that the mere act of recalling something can allow its memory to be updated. Yes, malleable, I think it said. That's pronounced. Or in some cases, lost. There's a good chance that witnesses can be asked to recall events many times before they finally call upon in court. This means that what happens is additional information starts to get added. It's the moral of the story here. So let's do our little test. Here's how it's going to happen. Whether you're watching me here, my name's Janine Driver, and this is Celebrity Lie Detector Live. Usually I'm on the screen in your top right corner, but not tonight because it's 2 a.m. while I'm recording this, and I'm exhausted after a couple days of traveling for speaking events. I'm happy you're here, and I put together some really amazing information that's going to blow your mind and help you make smarter, safer decisions in your life. So let's do this game, true or false. Now, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, I invite you to play along. If you do not play along, you're going to lose the impact of the end point with regard to witness testimony. So play along. It's going to be fun. It's going to be just a couple minutes, and I'm going to ask you to weigh in and put your answers below, either here on Facebook where I'm doing this live or over on YouTube. So here's how this is going to work. It's true or false game. If you have a first name that begins with the letter A to J, so any names beginning with A to J, if your first name starts with one of those letters between A and J, stand up and keep your eyes away from the computer until I ask you to come back. It's just going to be about a minute or so, and then I'm going to ask you to a true or false question. But I need to break you guys into two groups to see if this experiment is going to work. This is duplicating an experiment that's been done out there by scientists. So we're going to see, is this thing legit or not? All right, if you have K to Z names and your first name is somewhere between K and Z, please read the following question and put your answer below. All right, so A to J names, this is your opportunity to please just go to the other side of the computer, go get yourself a bottle of water, just close your eyes, well, stay away from the screen. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds, A to J names, to stay away from the screen. I'll tell you when to come back. It'll just be about a minute. Not less than a minute, actually, probably 30 seconds. So here we go. K to Z names only. Answer this question. All right, I'm keeping this on the screen. It's just a yes or a no, or I mean a true or a false. I'm not going to say it out loud because the first group will be coming back in a minute. So true or false, put this on Facebook here and tell me your first name. So give me your name. If your name is, Zachariah, put Zachariah and then true or false. Which one do you think this is? Just give me your first name and true or false. Put it in the comments below. All right. A to J names, welcome back. Come on over. Come on back to the computer. Yes, A to J names. Angus is one of my son's names, and I'm Janine. So if you're between A and J, between Angus and Janine, come on back to the computer because this is going to be on the screen just for a couple seconds. Here's what I want you to do is I want you to read the following question and put your answer below. Now, the people who have already voted, you're more than welcome to look at what I'm going to show, the A to J names. I just do not want you to vote. Your votes should already be in on the true or false question. And A to J names, here is your question to say true or false. So if you have an A to J name, whether you're on Facebook Live or Facebook after I've recorded, I'm still looking for, we're going to add, tally these babies up, and we'll do a tally for next week. Or if you're on Facebook, or you're on YouTube, answer this: true or false? The macadamia nut is closely related to the peach. So true or false? The macadamia nut is closely related to the peach. Give me your first name and then true or false. So your first name and then a true or false. All right. Now, I'm going to wait just a second. You may want to pause this. So if you're typing in your answer below, pause this video and then come back to it, because I'm now going to give you some really cool stuff that's going to blow your mind. The first group, this is what you all saw. So the first group, you saw the A section over here. You just saw the simple black picture, black background. True or false, the macadamia nut is closely related to the peach. Group B, what you saw, same exact question, true or false, the macadamia nut is closely related to the peach. Different colors, but the font is the same and the size of the font is the same. The difference here is I've added a picture of the macadamia nut, and you see that it's in a shell. And what research has shown is when we add a visual picture, we can sway people towards a yes. And not only the yes of, is this true or false, the macadamia nut is closely related to the peach, you're going to more apt to say true with the picture. Here over here with A, you're more apt to say false. And here's why. In A, what you're thinking is you're comparing a nut to a fruit. And you're like, well, I don't think nuts are really compared to fruits. So most of you, according to the research, will say false. The macadamia nut is not closely related to the peach. However, once we add this visual, this picture, it begins to create more dialogue in our brain. And our brain begins to loop it together and say, and connect it together and say, wait a minute, this kind of looks like a peach does have a nut in the middle, and this has a nut. I bet you it's closely related. So by adding the picture, you're more apt to say that this is true, that the macadamia nut is closely related to the peach. Incidentally, it is not closely related to the peach. This means when it comes to witness testimony, we can be persuaded quite easily, as you might imagine. So the more data that we have, whether you look at someone's picture or whether as a matter of fact, it's not even a picture. If you give a picture or very specific details where someone can picture it in their mind, they can begin to go towards the yes or the true. This means the way we are asking questions in interviews matter, or the way the law enforcement rather is asking questions matters. If I said, is this a false statement? The macadamia nut is closely related to the peach. And I showed this picture, you're more apt to say, yes, it is a false statement, because you're going to give me the yes. Here's a study that was done. There were authors based in New Zealand and Canada, and they performed an alive or dead test. And what they did is they showed celebrities, and you can read this on your own later or put it on pause. They showed celebrities, minor celebrities, and asked undergraduates if these celebrities were alive or dead. And the way they asked it and what they showed influenced their answer. So when the photo was present, people were more likely to answer that the statement was true. And what this means is whatever statement, this celebrity is dead, and they see the picture, the more apt to say, yes, the person is dead. Or if I asked, this celebrity is still alive, and showed the picture, they're like, your brain says, okay, well, it's a picture of a living person, and your brain then does this, it makes up the story in our brains. It makes up the story. There's a picture, there's a live person, yes, the person must be live. This obvious explanation for this is that none of the photos were of a corpse. So seeing a person live almost certainly creates this bias for participants thinking the person was alive. As we skip down here, it's called, they talk about the truthiness popularized by Stephen Colbert, but going as far as even talking about that in a paper. So what is going on? Authors spend a bit of the time discussing what sort of truth bias might arise in cases where we have a lot of information, rich information, a photo, or a detailed description of something. It's easier to pull additional information out of our memory. So even if a photo doesn't tell us much about whether a person is alive or not, it makes it easier to retrieve relevant information on them. So, holy smokes, Are we being manipulated? Is our brain and our eyes playing tricks on us? And the answer is yes. Remember this little ditty from a couple of years ago? This little ditty, you know, the dress, maybe you see blue and black like I do, which I believe is the correct answer. It was actually blue and black. Or maybe you were in the camp where you said, no, it's gold and white. And so here's two examples. The blue and black are created with a little richer color. So hopefully you're all seeing blue and black here versus gold and white off to our right. Our eyes are playing tricks on us. And we've known this for years, right? Any psychology class you've ever taken, they always show you these little games where your eyes can play tricks on us. Guess what? The same is true with believing people. And it's not just our eyes. Our brains can be playing tricks on us when we get lots of data, and how someone asks us a question matters. One of the words deceptive people often use is the word never. Truthful people will say, no. Have you ever cheated on your husband? No. Liars will often say, when asked, have you ever cheated on your husband? Never, or absolutely never. Truthful people convey, liars will try to convince. This is an expression that I love that Joe Navarro, retired FBI agent, came up with, and I love it so much. It's a great expression because it's so true, Joe. You're right. Truthful people convey, liars try to convince. So what does this mean? Well, when you may remember Roger Clemens, I believe, and I said this on CNN, I believe he cheated in the game of baseball and took steroids. They found him not guilty, but I believe he was lying, and Congress didn't see it because they need to take my class or follow the Celebrity Lie Detector Live here every Wednesday night or on YouTube. So Roger Clemens was asked by the reporter, Mike Wallace, never did steroids, never did drugs, never cheated. By him putting the word never in the question, it killed our response, because what did Roger Clemens respond with? He responded with never, 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 never. Well, those nevers can't count. They were a wash. We got to throw them away because they were primed. He was primed with the never. When Mike Wallace said never use steroids, never use drugs, the better question would have been, have you used steroids? Or tell me about your experience with drugs. This is the new dress. This has gone crazy viral this past week. If you have not seen it already, yeah, just to let you know, you're seeing two different colors than at least 50% of the people in your house or in your world. If everyone in your house is seeing one color, two different colors, pink and white, some of you are seeing pink and white, and others of you are seeing gray and a teal. So some of you are seeing a gray and a teal or a green. Now, the people who are seeing this gray and green, I hate to tell you, and I'm one of the people that could see gray and green at first, but now I do see the pink and white. Here's the deal is, again, our eyes are playing tricks on us. If you start to pay attention to the hand here in this table, and we start to focus in on this shoe, which, by the way, is most likely pink and white because this manufacturer, Van Shoes, only, is that what's called? Van? I forget. But anyway, they only make pink and white shoes. They make different colors, but pink and white. They do not make gray and teal. And so some of you are seeing gray and teal. The gray and teal people, here is a picture of this if we lightened it up and you can see the pink. Now, people seeing pink and white on the left, it's a lighter shade. It's a lighter shade. It's like that blue dress where they made it a lot brighter so everyone could see that it is in fact blue and what was the color? Blue and black and blue right here. See how they made it darker? That's what they've done here. Same picture, just made it more vibrant. So our brains are playing tricks on us. Now, imagine if someone's life is on the line. Imagine if they're like Teresa Stoop, right? My former boss. She swore. She's like, Janine, she told me, she's like, I swear, I do not remember seeing the smoke. She was so focused on what? That car that saved her life. So our brain is playing tricks on us. We talk about this a lot. So here's a little study I want you to do. And we're gonna play a trick on your brain. What I want you to do is you're going to just stare at the X here for a minute. You're going to see celebrity pictures on either side, and I just want you and your peripheral vision to see them, but you're going to be staring at the X in the middle of the screen. If you're just tuning in, my name is Janine Driver. I am the Celebrity Lie Detector, and I am live every Wednesday night at sometime after 10 p.m. I start, and I go for about an hour and a half to 2 hours every week. unless I'm traveling and I'm unable to be in front of my computer because I'm on a plane. Be sure to like my page and share it with others. And this is a learning channel. No negativity. If you're negative, I'm just going to block you from the channel. So if you want commentary, buy one of my books or someone else's books. Joe Navarro has a great book out there. My books are You Say More Than You Think and You Can't Lie to Me. This is a training channel. So this means I repeat things several times. I play videos several times, and I'm giving you a lot of stories to make the data stick so you can remember the data. So thanks for being here. I hope you are having as much fun as I am putting this together for you guys. Here we go. Let's do the study. So I want you to, right now, you're just going to look at that X in the middle of the screen. We're going to stare at it for about a minute. Just stare at it. And what's going to happen, it's already happening for you, is the faces in your peripheral vision of these celebrities look like they've morphed into aliens. They look like they've morphed into these crazy aliens. Why is this? Your brain is playing a trick on you because your eyes are so focused here in the middle. So what happens if there's a witness testimony, right? What are you focusing on? Say you're really focused on one thing. What's happening in your peripheral vision is not accurate. And it's setting you up for failure, and sadly is putting people in jail who did not do the crimes that you're saying that they did. So simply our focus right here in the middle of this cross is this X is changing and making these celebs, isn't it crazy how they make them look like aliens? It's crazy. I've done it like 15 times. So it's really amazing. Our brains play tricks on us. Here's another study. All right, this one's another minute. I'm only going to do one of these because it makes me nauseous. As a matter of fact, it's going to take me 15 seconds when it's over. So I want you to just look at the middle of this screen, right, where the lines intersect in the middle. And we're going to look at this together for a minute. So I'm going to set my timer here for a minute on my phone. So look in the middle, keep looking at the middle, and then I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with it. By the way, I see Jay Dobbins out there. Hey, Jay Bird, nice to see you. And there's 4 other people. I'm so excited you guys are here. Holy smokes, it's so late at night. I'm so happy you're here. Hi, Pamela and Paula and Robin. Everyone keep looking in the middle, and Cindy Sue and Jillian. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you guys are here. All right, keep looking in the middle. Keep looking, keep looking. Keep looking. We have 20 more seconds. Stare dead center in that middle. Just keep going. You got it. We're in the final stretch. 10 seconds. There we go. All right. Now look away. Look in your room somewhere. Look at furniture. Look at a picture on a wall. Everything is shrinking in front of your eyes. So everything is shrinking and pulling away and getting super small for you. Look around. Look at whatever's behind you, in front of you. Look at something other than the computer. Look at a lamp. Look at a light. It's freaky, right? It's totally freaky. It makes everything look small. As a matter of fact, it made me a little nauseous when I was doing this, putting it together for you guys. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to regroup, and then we'll start with the next content. You may have to do what I did, which is rub my eyes and close them for 10 seconds. If you're just tuning in, my name's Janine Driver. I'm the Celebrity Lie Detector, and this is live every Wednesday night on Facebook. I'm so happy you are here. It's super late on Facebook. Oh, we're done with this. We're done with this. The USSR move. Holy smokes. What's the USSR move? USSR stands for undergoing stress, soothing, or remembering.